Hi Parvathy, you are reading some book?
Yeah, I got a book.
What is that?
Creativity by Robert Wiesberg.
Just show the cover page to the camera.
This is the book.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it is a book. Yeah, it's a very good book. Okay.
Just started reading through.
Yeah. In fact, I would like to talk about that book.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant, beautiful review of all the significant research in the domain of creativity and genius. Yeah. And he made that book in his rigorous work of about 12 years. So that much of reflective attention must have been paid into the development of that book. So I would like to have a discussion about the most significant point which I have noticed in that book. Okay, you can read it later.
Yeah, tell me.
That is, how many pages in the text? When you look at the last page, how many pages without the reference?
599.
599 pages with very small
Very
types,
small types.
maybe 9 or 8.5 kind of types with very close space.
Yes.
Such a massive review on creativity and genius research. It concludes with a very critical statement. Rather, the conclusion is almost this:
Yes.
that actually you go to the last conclusion page.
Yes.
There, I'll just give it to me.
Underline it?
Yeah, I have underlined it with a pencil. I will just read it out. Yeah, please read that sentence. The difference between.
The difference between the greats, the near greats, and the unknowns is that the greats, more than other people, want to be great.
Yeah. This is a very, very significant statement from my linkage perspective. What did you say? When I asked you what critical implications of this statement that you have noticed, what is that?
What I noticed is the greats just flow to be great, and it cannot just be,
Somebody
artificial,
wanting to be great.
wanting to be great.
So you mean to say that there is an element of wanting to become great as an artificial aspect?
Artificial setting.
Okay, you want to have food?
When I'm hungry, I just eat. There is no wanting factor there.
That's a very beautiful statement, of course. So if I ask you, you're a beautiful girl, you want to be in good dress, or you want to dress?
I dress up.
So you don't agree to include the word, the concept want in that, right?
Yeah.
You are really brilliant, Parvathy. In that logic. But here actually, if you go through this book, and if you really see the referent reality, see the reality of those great geniuses, it is clear that they did not want to become great. They did not want to become great. They did not, creative. They did not want to do whatever they wanted to do. They just did it actually.
Yes.
And later the world discovered it and they talked about it. That is This is the point precisely I am inviting your attention to. Rather, I would say the apparent carelessness of these great reviewers like Robert W. Weisberg in identifying the proper words in constructing their most culminating statement. Do you know that I have proposed a new sense called concept sense?
Concept sense.
I have written it in my Genius
Genius
issue 2, the seventh sense. This is precisely a classic evidence of the need of concept sensitivity with people like you and Robert W. Weisberg. That you are able to point out, though it is not that valid logic.
No, because why it is valid? Because you have mentioned, I came to know about this sentence only when I read the second issue of Genius Choice. Okay, so in the first front page itself you have mentioned that people are great because they want to be great. So I started thinking, if I want to be great, I should create that wantingness in me, and that will, subside my original feelings, original reactions to a situation. All that will be submissed, and my focus will be to want to be great. So for a few days I was in a confused state of mind just because of a statement. And then I understood I cannot create that wantingness in me, but I can try to flow into that.
Oh, very good. The so-called creative geniuses in the history of the world, they were in that flow only. Actually, here precisely this is the point which I am telling. Robert W. Weisberg has done on one side carelessly using the word want. But actually speaking, there is one good intention behind him.
Yes,
behind
intention
that
is
statement.
good, but practicing it is difficult.
No, that's not the word difficult. You can change that word. Practicing it may not happen by just wanting it. Anybody can want to become a film star.
Yes.
Like most girls I know have even spoiled their life by thinking that because they are beautiful they can become film stars. They are absolutely unaware of the great lot of competencies required to act in a film. So that's a beautiful point. One, that he has not specified, which we will be specifying. Another important positive aspect about that, positive or negative, another critical factor which I wanted you to consider is, this is a book on creativity, this is a book reviewing research in creativity, and the conclusion is about greatness. The word creativity is not there at all. The word genius is not there at all. That's very important. How come suddenly the word great, the concept great appeared there? That is still a puzzle for me actually. Why a brilliant creative reviewer like Robert Weisberg finally just abandoned the concept of creativity and genius, which is there in every other page, at the last moment and converted it into great, which needs a lot of explanation actually, which we are ready to explain. There could be a wonderful intent behind it, because people may not be motivated to become creative by the various blogs. They may not be motivated to become genius, again by much more powerful blogs. But they all may be motivated to become great. In that process, they may end up discovering many new thought process and many new activities, to do which creativity would be required, and indirectly they would become creative, which will work on their eventual evolution to expressions which can be called from an external angle great. See, great is an external locus of control variable,
Yes.
whereas creativity and genius is from the internal locus of control. So people cannot tolerate that, first of all. Secondly, as we discussed some time back, human beings have been trained from very early childhood, almost 99.999%, to evolve by the requirements of other people. So great is that other people variable. So they would like to become great. Like Bill Gates is now trying to become great by having what you call a foundation, donating huge amounts of money for voluntary organization and other NGOs and all that. But he cannot buy greatness by that. Whereas Steve Jobs is great. Everybody has to agree. But Bill Gates has to purchase it by such kind of attempts, which is very unlikely to succeed. Not a doubt about that.
So just wanting to be great will not serve the purpose.
That I don't want to agree, because it may serve a purpose better than wanting to become creative and wanting to become genius in that sense.
Yes.
But of course, your analytical mind is telling you that it won't serve the purpose, very likely. Because apparently there is no evidence that such statements serve the purpose. Even before Robert Weisberg, the great Jesus Christ and Goethe and Aristotle and Schopenhauer and Nietzsche and Voltaire and great such genius thinkers in the West and the East, the Krishnas and the Buddhas have told so many wonderful statements. They have not been translated into manifest behavior and action and relationships. And this is all the more unclear compared to that, in fact. Of course, we are not passing any negative implication on this wonderful work.
Nothing. It is
We are, of course, we are very happy
Yes.
that after all this beautiful research, Robert Weisberg has made such a brilliant and extraordinary conclusion.
Absolutely.